mysterious business on screen. So, the Tsuranga Conundrum. Oh, the Tsuranga Conundrum. Oh, what a strange one. This was a really odd one. I'm not sure what to think. I'm very mixed with this one because this has not got a good response. This has been very negative. It's led to a lot of questions about whether or not Chibnall's a good showrunner and whether or not the series is any good and whether this will tank the series. Lots of unpleasantness. And I'm not quite sure where I stand on this. Because I sort of came out of it going, that was not very good. It was slow. The pacing was all off. It felt like it was trying to do a million things at once and just sort of ploughing through those things so quickly. And not really succeeding in any of them. And the monster was horrible, and it was just not very good, not very interesting. However, at college today, a lot of people very much enjoyed Pting, and Pting, I've become slightly obsessed with Pting. If you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, you'll know that I was putting lots of appreciation posts for Pting there, because what a babe. This is probably not an episode I'm going to rewatch, but it was so funny and so entertaining, but also being really not entertaining and really boring. So I haven't been this sort of perplexed by an episode for a long time, and I think this is sort of going to go in the same realms as Love and Monsters and stuff like Kill the Moon, where it's generally hated, but like people like me can enjoy it just to have a giggle with. And I don't know whether this is just me like becoming more mellow, because I have been pushing for more silliness and experimentalness in Doctor Who for years. I want it to be daft and stupid and weird and silly, and I don't know if that's just a reaction to this, that I don't mind it, but oh my god, it's such a strange one. And I don't know whether I'm more forgiving of this because of the funny parts. Like, some were intentional, some weren't. The bits that were intentional most of the time really did land. And no one's been talking about this. It's such a subtle bit, but it cracked me up, and it really just destroyed me. I was laughing so hard at it. Is when the Doctor walks into the room, and I think Yaz is in there, and the android, I can't remember his name. She walks in, they're like, oh, what is this? They're startled, and she walks in, she goes, no, it's me, I'm not a Pting. And it's like, yeah, really? You're not a Pting? Never would have guessed that. You for one thing, you don't look like Stitch, you're humanoid. It just reminded me of Uncle Bryn from Gavin and Stacey. Oh, I'm joking, I'm not a giant. Why am I laughing? Oh. I don't know why I'm laughing. Oh my god. Okay, calm. And when it cut to the pregnant man, every time it cut to him giving birth, the actor was so over the top and he was just screaming. So you'd have this scene where it was just dialogue heavy, and then it was just At that point, I sort of went, what the hell am I watching here? Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, Jesus. And then the Call the Midwife exchange I find genuinely funny. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Because Graham is just, Bradley Walsh is continuing to be the best thing about this series. And aside from Jodie, obviously, because she's always great. But it was... no, they don't show this on Call the Midwife. No, fast forward the squeamish bits. That was really good. And then when the Pting gets sort of launched out, he's so content, and he's sort of like, oh yeah, I love that energy bomb, I'm really full now. And he just sort of is floating like that with a big smile on his face. And look how content he is. Like he just doesn't care, does he? And it's when he eats the Sonic and the Doctor's just like, he ate my Sonic, and it's, I don't know why this episode was so funny to me, but it really was. I think I've calmed down a bit. So I don't know where to go with this. I don't know what to talk about, because this episode was just a huge sort of landfill of just bizarreness. And I just don't know what to make of it. In all seriousness, the pregnant man was something I was very worried about going in. I thought, what? A bit bizarre. And then, yeah, for various reasons, really. It was handled fine, I think. I liked the little sentiment at the end with Ryan and Graham about being a dad, and I thought that was really well done. And he says, no, I'm going to keep him, and I'll make mistakes, but I'm going to try and be his dad. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was a nice little bit of heartfelt writing there. In general, I think the actor did a good job, because he was clearly there for comic relief. So all the lines like, boys give birth to boys, girls give birth to girls. Oh, I don't know what it's like on your planet. Ooh. I think he did fine. It was just, I don't know. It was weird, but it was cool. What else? There's not much to talk about, really. A lot of people said that this made them go, Chibnall's not a good showrunner, this series is not very good. And I don't know, because that's sort of based on, from what I'm getting, it's sort of the combination of Ghost Monument, Arachnids, and this one. And they're not the strongest ones, but they're not, like, terrible. Like, they're about on the level of Chibnall's episodes before he started writing, for me, in that they are fun, fairly inconsequential, just little runarounds that you know aren't, you know, I won't rush to them. I don't hate them. This one is definitely the weakest one, and this is probably my least favourite story he's written for Who so far. Because what's he written? He's written 42, which is really good. I really enjoy 42. What's the other? He did Hungry Earth, Cold Blood. I enjoy that story. The Solar Orange design wasn't really his fault. Power 3, really good up until the end, where it just is, it's an unfinished script, really. Is that it? And then he obviously wrote Torchwood, Cyberwoman, and Day One, which they're not great. But End of Days is cool, and I think you wrote some more, but I'm not sure. But I've never been that big of an opposer to Chibnall's writing. So stuff like Arachnids and Ghost Monument, just, yeah, they're really cool. I enjoyed that, you know. So, and when it comes to this, where it is a lot weaker, and you can notice the flaws in the writing, it's interesting to me, because it's not, like, I'd rather I've seen much worse, and I'd rather watch this than a significant chunk of the Capaldi era, for example. And I don't know. It's in. This is not one I'm gonna rush to rewatch. That's quite hard to say, but it's not terrible. Like, some people are saying this is one of the worst stories they've ever seen. And I would say it's probably, depending on your point of view, probably one of the worst ones of the new series. But in general, even in the new series, I have seen a lot worse than this. This is. I would rather watch this than I would In the Forest of the Night, Hell Bent, probably The Doctor's Daughter. I prefer this to that. What's that shitty one from Series 6? Let's Kill Hitler. I prefer this to a significant chunk of story, like Leisure Hive. That's my least favourite story of all time. I'd rather watch this. So I don't know, it's a weird one. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be, but it's not great. But I'm in a very weird place with this one, and I don't know whether when the Blu-ray comes out, this is not one I will be. When the Blu-ray comes out and I go, right, let's watch an episode because it's on Blu-ray, I will probably go, thus far, I will go straight to Rosa for the visuals, for the emotional impact, for the story as a whole. This is not one I will go to unless I'm doing a marathon. And you get episodes like that, you know, you get episodes. A lot of the time I don't revisit certain episodes unless I'm doing a marathon of that series. But no, you get my gist, right? There's a lot that there are episodes I don't revisit outside of the main series, but I don't know. It's weird. Can we please talk about Pting? Because I really, really like Pting, and it wasn't the intention. I don't think every time they kept saying it's the deadliest creature in the universe, and it just cut to this little toddler thing walking around going, and it's just like, this is not threatening anyway. Are you meaning this to be threatening, or is it just meant to be, oh, look at the cute little alien? Because it ended up being the latter, but I really do not know what the intention of it was, and I ended up loving Pting just because he's just this chill little alien dude. He doesn't really want anything other than just energy because he's a hungry boy, and it's like I really like him, and I really, really like Pting. But was he meant to be? I think he was meant to be threatening. In which case, why they dropped the ball on that one, right? You know, I just don't like. But he's really cool, and I love that. Like I said before, he's so chill when he gets launched into space. He's just like, I'm happy because I'm full up, and it's just like, I don't know. It's very strange, and it's a cool concept. Like, the story is a cool concept of the Doctor and her friends being really injured, and I like the continuing thing that they're having this series. A lot of people aren't liking this, interestingly. The Doctor is more vulnerable and weaker, and a lot of people are saying, oh, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor doesn't have that presence, and she doesn't have the power that all the other Doctors have, and I think that's intentional, and I think it's because she is more vulnerable and more weak, but that's her personality. Like she said last week, she's socially awkward. She said, I mentioned this in my review of The Ghost Monument, she feels insecure and lost without a TARDIS in that, and I think that it carries over that's her character, and I like that she seemed to be the one that was affected most by the bomb. Got a little hint of Time Lord biology as well, when she said, oh, my ectospleen or whatever, that was all cool. Also, the control panel reminded me of the season 27 console room. You know, the hovering one. You know what it is. I can't help but think that was intentional. But yeah, whatever. And my nan said after this one, because I watched this with my family. My dad hated this, and he's not enjoyed this series. My mum thought it was pretty cool. She seen worse. Like, she was sort of my feeling. My nan liked it a lot for the weirdness and just the bizarreness, but she pointed this out, and this is true. Was there like a throwaway line that I missed where they said, we're going to get the TARDIS back or whatever? Because she's got, without the TARDIS again, the TARDIS is away somewhere, we don't see it, so I'm not sure about that one. I don't know what to say, because I honestly do not. It's such a strange, bizarre episode to put halfway through the series. And like I said, I really like a lot of it. And I don't... yeah, it's really weird. And I feel like there is more to say, but I don't know what. And this is really frustrating me. So I think I'm going to leave this one here. If I think of anything more, I'll probably post it in the comments, so have a look down there. But what did you think of the Tsuranga Conundrum? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you, like me, think it was good / bad and funny / awful? Whatever you thought, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.